Today, the Dow fell by more than 1,000 points. This is the worst day we've seen on Wall Street since the 2020 recession. And the recession for this year is coming very quickly. So, in today's show, I'm going to talk to you about how you can protect your family from the crash to come. So, welcome to the Generational Wealth Podcast. Shout out to everybody who's on. Please leave your name in a comment below so I can shout you out and show you some love. Shout out to everybody who's checked out my 3 Keys to Financial Freedom Masterclass. Guys, this is a free webinar to help you make more money. A recession is coming. And in this webinar, I'm giving you guys a step-by-step breakdown on how I paid off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from college, and now own over $1 million in real estate, and how you can do the same. So if you want to know how to stop trading time for money and create more revenue streams so that you can get outside of a fixed salary, you need to click the link below, because this is to help you create generational wealth. Shout out to Ariel that's on. Ariel says, this is crazy. I'm looking forward to the show. For those of y'all that are just getting on, make sure that you smash this like button, because this is going to be an extremely important topic. Now, y'all, I've been warning y'all for some time now that this day would come. I've been warning you guys for almost a year that this would happen. The Dow Jones dropped today by over 1,100 points. And this is just the start. The recession is coming. The economy is about to take a nosedive. This is now the 6th consecutive week that the stock market has plummeted. And I want to show you how you can protect yourself and your loved ones from the crash to come. Most people do not understand that this crash that's on the way is going to affect everybody. So if you're still taking this for granted, you might be one of the ones that's hit the hardest once you know what really hits the fan. Once again, y'all, we are on. Make sure that you smash that like button. And since we're always talking about creating generational wealth on the Generational Wealth Podcast, I'm going to support all of you guys that are starting new business ventures by promoting your business on my channel for free. That's right. To help you guys overcome this economic disaster that's on the way, because it is coming, I'm going to help you guys by promoting your business on my platform for free. All you got to do is leave me a comment below. Let me know your name. Let me know your business, and I will promote your content on this platform for free, guys. Okay? There's no reason why we should not help each other out during these times. You'll already see that gas prices is going through the roof, and times are only getting harder. And of course, before we begin, I gotta shout out the show sponsors. These are the people that keep this show online. Shout out to my brother Yasha Allah, always holding it down. Excellent donor, excellent panelist. Thank you so much for all of your support. Shout out to my brother Akaman, Lyra Texan, Paige, everybody that helps to make this show possible. Now, you may be asking, what is a sponsor? A sponsor is someone that donates to the platform. It takes a lot of work to put time and quality into these podcasts. So if you enjoy the value that you get from this channel, please become a sponsor, because that's what helps to keep the shows on air. Your sponsorships determine how often I do my shows. So guys, whoever is the highest sponsor for tonight's event, whoever makes the largest donation, will be the official sponsor of a very important podcast. But we got to stop talking in circles, and we got to get into the actual show, okay? I've been warning y'all that this day would happen. And I know, as I've been telling y'all, I know some of y'all was like, oh, this is fake news. Oh, this is clickbait. Ain't no recession coming. Ain't no crash going to happen. Everything is all good. It's all going to get figured out. I hope y'all see now. I was trying to look out for you. If you were not getting prepared, that's on you. Today, I'm going to go over some of the most critical information that you need to know to help save your life during these times. It is that serious, guys. Last week, I did a show talking about how people were ready to take themselves out, all because they put themselves into bad investments. And now that everything is going under in the markets, people are afraid. I'm trying to show you how to protect you and your family so that you don't find yourself in turmoil. So let's get into it. What is this crash all about? Okay, I'm going to give it to y'all plain and direct. I need everybody that's on to take this seriously because your life depends on it. I want y'all to see this. Notice this. It says the Dow sheds 1,164 points in its worst day since 2020. Guys, keep in mind, 2020 was the year that you know what came the y'all know what I'm talking about.
What's going on? Where's Virginia?
And that
Hi,
is when
I'm
the
Ladonna.
economy
I
got
invest in
turned
Invesco QQQ,
upside
a fund that
down.
gives me access to NASDAQ 100
Once that
innovations
happened,
like real-time
a lot of
CGI.
people lost businesses.
Okay.
A lot of
Yeah,
businesses
it's
closed.
Don't worry,
A
I got
lot of people
Become
lost
an
their
agent of
jobs.
innovation with Invesco.
Inflation
Before
is
investing, company may
hurting
consider fund
these
investment strategies, risks, charges,
business
expenses, and
profits.
prospectus at Invesco.com.
There are so
Joining me
many
now to
things that are
discuss the
going on in the
CEO,
world
CIO,
right
Lender
now that a
Tech,
lot of
Rapper,
people are
10,
sleeping on,
Things are
but now is the
exhausted.
time for us to
Yeah.
lock
I mean,
in.
listen,
I want y'all to
happening.
see
Long
what's
story short,
happening
we have-
in
I'm
the
gonna tell
economy
you know
right
what we
now.
are.
I'm going to put
Man,
this on the
came for the
screen. I
two
want
little
y'all to
apple,
see it.
all getting
I want y'all to see what we just saw. All right, fair
Titans.
use real
Worst
quick.
start of the year,
Fox
Netflix
Business,
down
don't take me off. I'm
72%,
just
Facebook
trying to
down-
bring in this quick point. Worst start since 2008. Amazon down 37%. Tesla down 31%. Microsoft, Google, Apple, all of these major tech companies are down by double-digit numbers. These are some of the largest companies in America. I want y'all to see the year that is quoting. Worst start since 2008. And y'all remember what happened in 2008. So I don't need to do much talking. The writing is on the wall. I've been telling y'all about this for some time. It says U.S. stocks saw steep selling Wednesday as more retailers revealed the negative impact of inflation, amounting to the worst day for stocks since 2020. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell over 1,100 points or 3.6%. Y'all, I want y'all to see the nosedive that happened in the stock market today. I remember I was in the gym this morning and it showed that the stock market was down by 300 points. And I said, okay, well, the stock market's been going down from week to week, but maybe it won't be that bad. By the time I got to my house and got situated in my office, the Dow Jones was down by 900 points, and it only got worse. The stock market dropped on this on this Dow Jones Industrial by 1,100 points. I don't think most of y'all understand what that really means. That means businesses lost billions of dollars in one day. Investors lost billions of dollars in one day. Y'all got to see, man, this is chess, not checkers. There's big money that's going into the stock market, and the stock market impacts the economy as a whole. On tonight's podcast, I'm going to show you guys how everything that we're looking at right now is going to affect all of y'all. I know some of y'all think, oh, this doesn't apply to me. I don't care about Wall Street. Trust me, this affects every last one of us. And some of y'all are going to be a little more proactive and get out in front of what's to come. Some of y'all are going to be reactive and you're going to start crying once the economy takes its toll. All 11 of the S&P's biggest sectors fell, with consumer discretionary and staple stocks leading the declines while utilities fell the least. Now, that's a lot of boring talk, so we're not even going to get into all of this. I'm just trying to show y'all what's happening. Target went under. Walmart went under. I want y'all to notice 25% change in Target stock. Notice what it says right here. Target shares tanked after disclosing rising costs will hurt profitability for the remainder of the year. So Target already knows for the rest of the year, they're going to be taking an L on some level. All these economists are thinking years down the line. This follows Walmart's lower than expected profit report Tuesday that was also blamed on inflation. The Fed will have to consider moving more aggressively if inflation that is running at a 4-decade high fails to ease after earlier rate hikes, Chair Jerome Powell said at a Wall Street Journal conference. Do y'all know what this means? This means that the Federal Reserve is trying to stop inflation and they still can't do it. So now they're talking about kicking up more drastic measures. That's why we see the economy crumbling. The reason why you see the Dow Jones going under so hard is partially because of the fact that inflation is out of control. And as much as the Federal Reserve is trying to stop inflation from jacking up prices, the levels of measures that they would have to go through to really stop this will cripple the average person. Listen to me clearly. Unless you are making a couple $100,000 a year, this can cripple you. So if there was ever a time to wake up, now is the time. We've got to see. Things are happening all over the world, guys. I don't know if y'all been hearing about all of this baby formula shortages. That's happening right here. I don't know if y'all are noticing everything that's going on with gas prices, turmoil all over the world between Russia, Ukraine. Ish is popping off. So I'm trying to warn y'all about what's to come. I've been warning y'all for months on this channel. And if you're just now tapping in, make sure that you smash that like button, okay? I want y'all to see something. Lowe's reported a 3.8% drop in U.S. store sales due to a late spring selling session. So all of these major businesses are taking L's. If businesses are taking L's, that means jobs are taking L's. If businesses and jobs are taking L's, the economy is taking L's. Y'all got to see what is going on. Even when it comes to cryptocurrency, crypto has been taking massive L's. L's are being handed out. And if we are too blind to see where the economy is going, we're only going to have ourselves to blame. Okay. Shout out to Sis Yanaya that's on. Good to see you on as always. Shout out to Yanaya from Griffin, Georgia. Shout out to Tia. Thank you so much for smashing that like button. Today we're talking about the worst days since 2020, how the Dow Jones fell by over 1,000 points in one day. This is letting us know that a recession is right around the corner. Now, some of y'all may not realize the importance of a recession. Some of y'all don't realize the impact that that will have on your day-to-day life. But ask the people that were working during 2008, what were the damages of the recession? In fact, there are so many studies that show that a lot of our cultures never rebounded from the 2008 recession, even until this day. There are people over 10 years later still struggling, all because of what happened to them way back when. I'm trying to show you guys, now is the time to protect your house because it is popping off. And shout out to Alicia, BGC Logistics LLC, new freight brokerage. We've spoken before, kind of nervous. Shout out to Alicia. Y'all make sure that y'all show Alicia a lot of love. She's trying to get this business really rocking and rolling. Let's make sure that we show her a lot of support. Alicia, I'm looking forward to speaking further. Continue to reach out to me via email because I want to do more to promote your company. Okay. Lyra Texan said, peace and blessings, everyone. Happy to have you on, my brother. Lyra Texan also said, I didn't have work for over a year. This is something that can happen again very quickly because with all of these different shortages, businesses are getting hit. We're going to see more people unemployed, laid off. A lot of industries are going to be impacted. We've got to get out in front of this before it happens to us. Adangbe asks, doesn't Bank of America have a set of criteria to determine a market crash and or recession? Yes, but the problem is studies show that a lot of institutions don't even regard recessions as recessions until you're already knee deep in it. There are times in which recessions comes to the economy and it's late reported. And that's the reason why I'm telling you guys up front, so that way you don't wait for these big institutions to tell you, because by the time that they tell it to you, it's too late. Guys, one thing that you got to understand about the media, the news doesn't always like to give you the real deal in full because they're trying to stop mass hysteria. They're not trying to tell everybody what's really happening because they know that people would lose their mind. So it's only us content creators pushing this information out here, warning you guys for what's to come. By the time that you really grasp what's happening among the major media outlets, your pockets will already be done. So now let's go into all of the statistics showing and proving that a recession is right around the corner. Okay. I'm going to go into the next article real quick because I want you to see this, guys. I want you to see how the recession is going to impact all of us on a very strong level. I'm going to show you guys right now how the crash is coming. Okay. Look at this. It says record diesel prices. Tight supplies could be next blow to the U.S. economy. Now, how many of y'all have noticed that gas prices are at an all-time high? Bruh, I'm in the middle of the country in Texas. I'm in the country and I'm paying $5 a gallon on gas. This is ridiculous. Texas out of all states. I'm living in a boondock part of Texas, and I'm paying almost $5 a gallon in gas. So I can't imagine what this is starting to look like in other parts around the world. Record diesel prices, tight supplies could be next blow to the U.S. economy. Here it shows U.S. gas prices hit $4.37 per gallon, highest on record. Notice this, guys. Diesel prices are soaring to record levels, and record low inventories of the fuel in parts of the United States are sparking fears of worse to come. Now, a lot of y'all don't think anything when you hear about diesel fuel, but one thing that this article is going to show you is that diesel fuel matters the most, because diesel fuel is responsible for transporting large trucks that carry all goods and supplies that you buy from stores. If all of these trucks are having to pay almost $10 a gallon on gas, that's going to create a ripple effect throughout the economy. But I'm not going to get out in front of this. We're going to continue to read on. Diesel prices are soaring to record levels, and record low inventories of the fuel in parts of the United States are sparking fears of worse to come. Even if you've never bought a gallon of diesel in your life, as is the case for most U.S. drivers, high diesel prices can hit your wallet and the U.S. economy in multiple ways. The first way high diesel prices impact the economy is it makes it expensive to ship. Let me break that down. Truckers are carrying all of the different goods and products that you buy from retail stores. When the truckers put all of this in their freight, they charge businesses a shipping cost. Every time these companies put their products into the trucks are now having to come back to them and saying, hey, listen, gas prices are going up. So I'm going to have to charge you a higher shipping rate in order to distribute your goods. If you are buying things from Amazon, it's going to cost Amazon more to distribute their product because everything is going up. Your grocery stores, your gas stations, all of these various companies that are doing business throughout the world, they have to charge a shipping fee to distribute all of the products. The first way high diesel prices impact the economy is it makes it expensive to ship. If it's expensive to the business owners, it's going to be expensive to us because business owners will make us foot the cost for the shipping rate in the product. If all these companies, for all these truckers say, hey, listen, gas is going up. Every time the gas goes up, they tell that to business owners. Business owner says, well, hey, we got to raise prices. In order for us to still make a profit, we have to charge customers more. And so all of this flows downhill, guys. This is so extremely important. And guess what? If trucks aren't able to run, where are you getting your food? You're not out here, running no farm. Not most of us. Most of us are going to restaurants, grocery stores, buying online, e-commerce. We're relying on all these different companies to survive from day to day. But we're facing a situation where some of these trucking companies and their supplies can come to a halt because of supply chain shortages as well as an expensive price. The first way high diesel prices impact the economy is it makes it expensive to ship, said Tom Closer, global head of energy analysis for OPIS, which collects gas price data for AAA. The second way is possible disruptions in the supply chain. None of it is good. Guys, do you know what it means when it says the second way is possible disruptions in the supply chain? That means if trucks are not able to get your products in their cargo, that's going to affect how companies manufacture them. We could find ourselves in situations where companies are manufacturing products, but they can't even get it on the trucks. A, because it costs so much to put it on the truck in the first place and send it out. B, because these trucks are running low on fuel. There are various places in the United States right now that are running low on diesel fuel. We're looking at a situation where there may be certain gas stations that could be completely out of diesel fuel to help keep these trucks running. And they'll have to go to other gas stations, which means the price will go up. Economics 101, supply and demand. If there's a shorter supply, that means price is going to go up because demand is going to be higher. If it's not easy to put fuel in trucks, people are going to have to pay that much more to get access to diesel fuel, which is scarce. Hope my brother Yashala is on so he can speak more about this than I can. And speak of the man of the hour, just like that, the brother Yashala is on. Thank you so much for the $20 sponsorship, Keem. Really, really appreciate that. Please make sure that y'all tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. You guys, your donations will go a very long way. If you enjoy the content that I put out on this channel, then please become a sponsor. That helps to keep this show on air. Now, I'm going to look at some of these comments as we talk about this. I really want y'all to brace yourselves. Adonbe says they were laid off the second quarter of 2009. Dongbae also says, I thought Texas was energy cheap. Listen to Dongbae, everything is getting expensive. Gas prices going up. Electricity is going up. Groceries is going up. I'm telling y'all, I'm in Texas right now. I live in the country. I don't live in a major city, y'all. I live in a small town off the grid. And I pay almost $5 a gallon in gas. Now, mind you, that's because of the fact that I have to put premium in my car, but gas prices are still going up. It was unheard of to have to pay $4 a gallon in gas in Texas. That's California money. That's New York money. That's Miami money. These types of prices are unheard of. And I'm telling y'all, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And some of y'all not going to get the wake-up call until y'all are out on the street. I would pray that that's not the case for you specifically, but you need to listen good because I'm going to be giving out a lot of gems. Make sure that y'all smash that like button. Make sure that you share this on social media. Make sure that you tell your family and friends about it, guys. This is serious. I don't know what else got y'all's attention right now, but I've been warning you guys on my platform for the past 6 months. 2022 is going to be so drastic. A lot of people are going to go without. I don't want that to be you. So if you love your family, love your friends, warn them now. Now is the time. We are going to be looking at a recession within the coming weeks based upon how things are going. A lot of y'all don't realize this, but mark my words. By this time next month, you're going to see the economy start to change for the worse, not for better. They cannot keep up with what is happening. Eleazar said, I just filled my car up $70. I'm used to paying $35 to fill up a tank of gas. All I can do is hold on and keep moving. I'm telling you, that's all we can do. But I'm going to show you guys some ways that you can weave around this. Adongbe said, Eleazar, I've been avoiding that. Adonbe said, I've been trying to avoid having to pay so much at the pump. Yasha Allah said, now it's 54 vessels stuck at bay here in Savannah. I'm going to open up this chat a little bit earlier than usual because I want you to chime in on this, Brother Yasha Allah. I think a lot of people think I'm just talking slick. Whenever I'm telling you guys of what's to come, we're going to get a trucker on this podcast to show you guys how things are slowing up. The truck drivers and the truck companies are responsible for the distribution of goods. If the truck drivers are not able to distribute the goods, you're not going to have access to resources. We're already starting to see this with baby formula. This is only the beginning of what's to come. Now, let me bring this back to the article so that way y'all can see this for yourselves, okay? Notice this. It says, the first way high diesel prices impact the economy is it makes it expensive to ship. Second way is possible disruptions in the supply chain. None of it is good. Leading energy economist Phil Verliger worries that the tight supply could send the average U.S. price of diesel to $10 a gallon by the end of summer, up from its current average price of $5.56. Guys, are y'all seeing this? You have economists getting on record telling you that within the next few months, prices of gas will double. If you think that it's expensive right now, wait until the end of summer. Leading energy economist, Phil Verlager. This ain't no poo butt, y'all. Leading energy economist Phil Verlager worries that the tight supply could send the average U.S. price of diesel to $10 a gallon by the end of the summer. up from its current record average price of $5.56 per gallon. According to AAA, diesel prices that high could put the brakes on the U.S. economy. Diesel prices that high could put the brakes on the U.S. economy, man. I really don't think we see what's going on. Now, I saw Yasha Ali, you put a little bit earlier on Facebook to talk about that petrodollar. We ain't even got into that. I'm going to let you do the talking on all of that. But I just want y'all to see the writing is on the wall. If you're not paying attention and wake up, when these food shortages start to come, you're going to be left out. Okay, guys, hear what I'm saying. You can't wait to address this problem once the problem is here. Once the problem is here fully, it's going to be too late. Either you will have made the adjustments beforehand and got security, or you're going to be swallowed up by the problems to come. It's only going to be one of the two things. Like I said before, unless you make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, you are going to be impacted by what's to come. Then it talks about everything that's going on in Ukraine. Notice what it says here. Notice what it says here. It says, until the invasion of Ukraine, we've never seen anything like this. The market is totally distorted, and we're likely to see much slower economic activity as a result. Virtually everything you buy is at some point shipped on a truck that runs on diesel. Trucking companies charge their customers a fuel surcharge when prices rise, raising the cost on whatever they're delivering. Entire supply chains can be crippled if trucks don't have the fuel they need to run. It's also critical for use in agriculture. Higher diesel prices could force farmers to scale back plantings or fertilizing, limiting already tight food supplies and driving up food prices beyond the added cost of transportation. Do you guys see what this is saying? What this is saying is that this is not only going to affect truckers, it's going to create a ripple effect throughout major industries. Farmers are going to have to limit what they can do. That's going to increase the cost of food that's coming out, and it's also going to create food shortages. Look at what it says here. A lot of truckers just won't be able to operate. If you're a farmer, you may have to leave some acres fallow or won't fertilize as much. The macroeconomists don't get this. It's going to come back and haunt us all. Now, see, this is what I want y'all to keep in mind. My heart goes out to everyone that was affected by the situation in Buffalo. I think that this shows us that we still have a very long way to go. I want you guys to notice from the situation in Buffalo, a lot of times the worst of things happen based on particular communities. And one thing that is important for us to understand is when these food shortages first pop off, where do you think it's going to hit first? Oh, you think it's going to go in rich folks' community? Nah. It's going to start hitting low income citizens the worst. The places where you shop is going to be impacted by this crash. And guys, I've been warning y'all for the longest time. It's not just about saving money. It's about saving food. It's about saving water. It's about saving precious resources in the event that we started to see major shutdowns around the globe. Some of y'all may not have enough money to travel to go to another state to get certain resources. Some of you guys may be in industries where you could lose your jobs. All of these things are real effects. And now is the time for us to get focused. It says the current national average for a gallon of diesel jumped more than 10% in the last month and is 77% higher than a year ago. Guys, do you see this? See, this is not even talking about the recession coming. This is talking about what's already happened. We're not even talking about, oh man, the super crash that I've been warning you all about, it's coming, but it ain't happened yet. No, we're looking at the stats of what is already here. 8% rise in inflation, the highest inflation since the past 40 years, that's already here. Price of diesel gas, 77% higher than it was a year ago. That's already here. What I'm showing you guys is that it's going to go from $5 a gallon in diesel to potentially $10 a gallon in diesel in a matter of months. This is not talking about 2 years from now. This is not talking about, oh, well, you know, this is going to be something y'all's children are going to have to deal with it. No, you're going to have to deal with it very soon. And if you're not prepared, shame on you. I say this with this level of passion, guys, because I generally believe that most people don't understand what's coming. And most people are not going to know what's coming until it's already too late. So I beg you and I plead you guys, start making the adjustments now. If you have not been watching the previous content, now is the time to watch the content. This is not just random entertainment on YouTube. I get on here to warn you guys about what is coming down the pipe. Guys, I know a little bit about money. I own over $1 million worth of real estate. I look at the markets daily to see what is happening. Have you all seen that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Don't Look Up, on Netflix? Y'all got to check that out. What we saw from that movie is happening in the economy. In the movie, they were talking about an asteroid or a comet hitting. We're going to get a financial comet that's coming to the markets very quickly. Anybody who knows how the economy works knows that this is a train wreck waiting to happen. One of the things that I've said as early as last year, when the government started printing all of that money in stimulus, it created consequences that we have yet to confront. Everybody was panicking based upon what was happening 2 years ago. And when the government printed off over $6 trillion, that artificially pumped financial steroids into the economy to where now the economy cannot sustain it. That's the reason why inflation is so high. The reason why all of these prices are going up is because half of the U.S., the money that's in the U.S. economy right now is based upon all of the money that was printed out within the past 2 years. I want y'all to understand what I just said. America's been in existence for hundreds of years. Half of all of the money in circulation in America today is based upon the printing of money that took place over the past 2 years as a part of the economic stimulus. That puts so much pressure on the economy that now there's a ripple effect. There is consequences. You cannot just keep printing money. You can't just keep printing this paper and expect nothing to happen. You print out money, people are going to spend it. And even though that was the nature of things, people had to do that at the time because we were seeing all these businesses go under in 2020. Now we got to reap what we sow. Okay, so let me take a quick pause. Let me look at some of these comments. Some of you guys may have questions. Some of you guys may have thoughts. As always, please make sure that you sponsor this channel, guys. If you want to see this content continue to go out, make sure that you're doing your part, making sure that you're liking, sharing, and also donating to help keep the show on air. Okay. The Spirit Bomb says you're not tripping. GEA warehouses are packed full. Adangbe says Biden better get right with Venezuela and also open up the Keystone. Lyra Texan says heads are in the sand. Brother Yashal, I'm about to call on you in just a second, sir, to see what you got on this. I see you enjoying yourself. Okay, I'm gonna give you a few minutes. We're gonna work through this thing. We're gonna still kind of go over some of the articles, but just know I'm about to bring you back on the screen. All right, so guys, I want us to go back to what we're seeing. The economists are showing that gas prices can double for diesel fuel in a matter of months. It says, by comparison, the national average price for regular gasoline, also at a record high, is $4.42 a gallon, up slightly less than 50% in the same period. So now the article talks about why diesel supplies are so low and why the prices are going sky high. They're talking about everything that's going on right now between Russia and Ukraine and the impact that it has on us over here. It says the average price of diesel has soared to between $7.27 and $8.95 a gallon across Western European countries. And it isn't much cheaper in most of Eastern Europe. So, guys, I want you to see this. Here in America, this is theory. But in these Western European countries, oh, this is already happening. The average price of diesel has soared between $7.27 and $8.95 a gallon across Western European countries. It's going to now come to America. We are not going to be exempt from what's coming. We're not going to be exempt from these gas prices, the food shortages. We're not going to be exempt from it. What we have to do now is prepare. Listen, the same way that y'all saw when, you know what I'm talking about, when that started happening, we started to see that on the Eastern hemisphere first. We started to see that in other countries. Then it made its way here to America. It's always trickling down. Now it talks about how, everything is happening where truck stop operators say that they're scrambling to provide the diesel their customers need. It starts talking about how some places have it and some don't. I'm going to show you guys this right here. Brad Jenkins, Senior Vice President of Supply and Distribution for Pilot Company, which operates more than 750 locations in the United States and Canada, said that although diesel inventories are adequate in much of the country, there are extremely low inventories in eastern states. Guys, this is happening right now. In addition, he said refinery issues are creating tightness in the St. Louis and Indianapolis markets, and that Virginia and Georgia are also experiencing tight availability. And I think Yashal is about to tell us about some of that tightness that's happening in Georgia right now. It says Love's Travel Stops, a chain of more than 500 truck stops across the country, said it has had minimal outages of diesel during low traffic hours at its East Coast locations, and that it currently has no plans to restrict purchases of diesel. So, guys, what I want to show you is that there are certain places in the U.S. that are extremely low on diesel supply of gas. Then you have other places that are not experiencing any losses. What that means is there's going to be certain gas stations where truckers are not going to be able to go to get fuel. That can stop certain trucks from driving. Also, there's going to be problems because even with the gas stations that will have fuel supplies, that means their prices are going up. If not all the gas stations can give these trucks fuel, that means that there's going to be more demand put on the gas stations that can. Prices are only going to go up, and we're going to feel the effects of that. When these companies have to pay more to put their products on these trucks, we're going to be footing the bill. The diesel shortage so far is manifesting itself in the form of sky-high prices, not widespread outages or limits on purchases, but stay tuned. And guess what, guys? That stay tuned, that's not talking about 6 months from now. That's talking about within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Y'all saw what it said a little bit earlier. It said a little bit earlier that there was a 10% increase. Let me find it. It was a 10% increase. The current national average for a gallon of diesel jumped more than 10% in the last month, and 77% higher than a year ago. So we got to see this is going to continue to go up. There's nothing that we can do to stop it. The Federal Reserve is trying to slow prices down, and they cannot stop it. They're going to have to take more drastic measures, and it's not enough. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick pause. Make sure y'all are with me. If y'all are understanding what's going on, leave me a comment. If y'all got any comments or if you got any questions, feel free. Okay, now is the time to ask a question, guys, because again, this time next month, you're going to start to see a change. So anything that you guys want to know about how to protect your families during these times, now is a time for you to ask. So let's start to break this down. Right now, gas prices are at an all-time high. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs in particular industries because when a recession happens, companies are not able to spend, not on the levels as they were before. They're going to have to cut back on their budget. Recessions mean that people are not going to spend as much money. Y'all see what's happening with Target, Walmart, Amazon, all these different companies. People are starting to cut back on their spending. They're losing their profits, which means that's going to affect payroll. It's going to affect bonuses. It's going to affect all of us on some level. Even if you make a ton of money, you're still going to witness the effect that it has on the economy overall. Some of the favorite places that you love to shop could be affected by what's coming. And guys, know for surety, it is coming. We're in too deep now. It's not, you can't just snap your fingers and this all goes away. We're finding ourselves gas prices, food shortages, upcoming recession, job losses. And do you know the reason why you can't snap your fingers out of this? Because people can't get bailed out. The reason why we got into this situation in the first place is because the economy was bailing people out. The government was giving everybody a stimulus to try to keep folks on their feet. But the government cannot keep printing money if it wants to slow this problem down. If the government prints out more money to try to help people during these times, it is only going to make the economy worse. So there is going to be an inevitable season of pain. Hear me good. There's going to be a season in this country where no matter what you do, people are going to have to rough it. People are going to have to grit and bear what's coming because the government cannot afford to give anybody strong relief programs. That's how we got here in the first place. That's the reason why inflation is at 8% right now. If the government gives more stimulus, inflation will only get worse. Gas prices will only get higher. The stock market will only drop. that much more. And guys, we also got to keep in mind, we're now dealing with a broken supply chain. No baby formula. People trying to figure out what to do. Man, thank God for my baby that was born a month and a half ago. He's still getting breastfed by his mama, so we've been good on that end. But guys, this is something that's serious. So if you could see this happening to something as critical as feeding a baby, you don't think this is going to happen in other places? I'm going to show you guys one more article. I'm going to walk you through how we can thrive during these times. And then I'm going to have Yasha Allah on here, show you guys what it is we need to know about this recession. Okay. The recession is coming. We need to be prepared. Wall Street had its worst day since 2020 today. The Dow Jones dropped by over 1,100 points. I want y'all to see what economists are saying. Economists are saying there will be a significant recession by late next year. It says the Fed will have to take strong action to get inflation under control, economists warn. I want y'all to see what's going on, y'all. Multiple sources. Now we've looked at 3 different articles. All of these different economists from all of these different places are saying a recession is coming. Federal Reserve officials have maintained they will be able to raise interest rates enough to quell inflation, but not so much as to stamp out the economic recovery. Deutsche Bank economists don't think it will play out that way. Led by chief economist David Folkers Landau, they see the Fed having to raise the federal funds rate to 5 to 6% to get inflation under control. The Fed funds rate is now at 0.25% to 0.5%. Guys, do you realize how high interest rates would go in this country? I want y'all to see this right now. In order for you to buy a house, the average mortgage rate right now is at 5.5%. So if the Federal Reserve goes this high, I can't imagine how much it will cost to buy a home. Can't imagine how much it will be to buy a car. Can't imagine how much it will be in order to get a credit card, student loans, so many things. All of these major industries are going to be impacted by this crash. And a lot of people don't see how this is going to cripple them at every turn. Rate increases, Fed balance sheet reduction, and the financial upheaval that accompanies them will push the economy into a significant recession by late next year, The Economist wrote in a commentary. Guys, I want you to notice the language that it's using. It's not just saying that there's going to be a recession. It says that there's going to be a significant recession. We're about to experience some of the hardest times that America has ever seen financially. And I'm putting this out here right now to warn you guys. There's going to be a possible recovery in the marketplace. And the people that can make it to the recovery are really going to win if they can make it to the other side. A lot of people, they're going under in the midst of that. A lot of people are not going to be able to survive financially from now until the time of the end of this recession. So what I'm trying to get you guys to focus on is, 1, preparing for the recession to come. 2, making sure that you make the right moves during the recession so that way you can get to the end of it. Look at everybody that was impacted by the 2008 recession. They talked about long-term effects that had. You got to get ready for this. If you can make it on the other side of this, there are big wins that can happen in the marketplace. Something stronger than a mild recession will be needed to do the job of controlling inflation. Did y'all see that? I'm going to read it again. Something stronger than a mild recession will be needed to do the job. Economists are saying that the Federal Reserve will have to push the economy into hell of a recession in order for us to get where we need to get long term. Because here's the thing, there has to be a correction in the marketplace. What I mean when I say a correction is everything is a mess right now because of what has transpired over the past few years. But eventually, the economy will rebound. The reason why the economy will rebound is because people still need to live. Businesses still need to run. So there's still going to be an exchange of goods and services. It's just going to be harder to do it. Okay. Is the economy on some level still has to function, is just going to be pretty bad. And that's better than having no economy at all. But we're going to have to go through a really rough time before the correction happens. It says something stronger than a mild recession will be needed to do the job of controlling inflation. They see unemployment ultimately rising by several percentage points. I want y'all to listen to that. You guys that have your 9-to-5 jobs, they see unemployment ultimately rising by several percentage points. Now, see, guys, this is the reason why at the beginning of every podcast, I always give you the link to the masterclass to show you how you can be a business owner. Guys, I don't have any problem with working at a 9-to-5 job. But the reason why I put this out is because I love you guys and I don't want you to see you at rock bottom. I don't want to see you constantly going through a life where you're always dependent upon another corporation to make or break whether or not you can live. You got to know how you can make money on the side to put food on the table. And I'm telling you, even if you're still working at a job, inflation has been so tough that you probably need a second and third stream of income just to maintain regular life. This is the reason why the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. You need to be making money from different places so that if money slows up on one, you still got money coming in from another. Guys, I know a lot of this might have just sounded like something cool before. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a regular way of life. Remember how there used to be a time in America where the average family didn't need husband and wife to work in order to survive? Do you see how that has changed? So the same way the economy is now forcing husband and wife both to work, now it's also going to force you to learn how to create income on your own. I want to take a quick pause. I'm going to put the link to the masterclass out there one more time so that way you guys can have access to it. It is totally free. Okay, guys, now is the time for us to tap in on all of the ways where we can start playing offense. A lot of you guys out there still in scarcity, still in lack. Oh man, I got to cut coupons, but you're not raising your income. The only way that you're going to make it out of this recession successfully is if you have raised your income. If you are still at rock bottom income, you are not going to survive. And I'm just keeping it a buck. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear me talk like that, but I'm just keeping it a buck. Don't say I didn't warn you, okay? I warn you because I love you and I want us to be able to make it out of these times. Now let's get back to what we were looking at in the article. Something stronger than a mild recession will be needed to do the job of controlling inflation. They see unemployment ultimately rising by several percentage points. It totaled 3.6% in March. The basic problem is the scourge of inflation has returned and is here to stay. Y'all know what that means? A lot of us are hoping that prices go down. A lot of these prices ain't going nowhere. This is just going to be the regular way of life. So either you adjust and make do what you need to do to upgrade your quality of living, or you just won't be able to afford your life no more. Look at how rents are going up. Look at how mortgage rates are going up. A lot of people are being pushed out of opportunities. If you don't want to be pushed out of the opportunity, you're now going to have to rise above it. The scourge of inflation has returned and is here to stay. We may have seen the highs now. It will be a long time before inflation recedes back to acceptable levels near the Fed's 2% target. So, guys, the economists are telling us. I hope that we're not living in denial. I hope that we're getting real about this whole situation. Notice what it says right here. It says a number of the structural disinflationary forces that were prevalent in recent decades has begun to shift even before the shock hit. This includes a reversal of globalization and shifting trends in an inflationary direction. What this means in layman's terms is that the society that we live in, as we know, has changed. Things are disrupted. You see everything that's going on with goods being left on the docks of shores, truckers having to charge that much more money just to be able to put freight in their trucks. Things are changing. Here it talks about rising wages, supply chain disruption, and rising rents. Psychology has shifted dramatically. Sellers have been increasingly willing to pass cost increases along to their customers, and buyers are increasingly willing to absorb those price increases. While longer-term inflation expectations may still be in the neighborhood of the Fed's objective, they have generally been rising. More important, historical experience shows that these expectations are strongly influenced by what has been happening to actual inflation recently. Given the likely persistence of higher inflation in the near term, we can expect to see further significant increases in inflation expectations over the year ahead. Guys, do you see this? There's going to be a war between the rising cost of prices versus the lengths that the Fed is going to go through to try to bring these prices down. The Fed is trying to stop how expensive things are becoming, but they won't be able to do that unless they take really drastic measures. If you don't understand anything else, this means we'll be damned if we do and damned if we don't. If the Fed does nothing, inflation can get so high, it's going to separate the haves and the have-nots extremely. I didn't put this up as an article, but there's also a lot of predictions that this is going to be known as a summer of rage. You're going to be seeing a lot more protests, a lot more violence, a lot more chaos in these streets. And guys, I'm saying this to try to warn you, out of love for you. You need to start getting focused on this information that's coming out. I don't know how else to say it, guys. I don't have to do these podcasts. I've already moved my family to a remote location. But the reason why I do these podcasts is because it's not just about me. We're in this together. We're a culture. We're a community. We are a nation. And if you haven't got the memo, now is the time. Everything is popping off, and a lot of us is still asleep, man. A lot of us is still getting distracted by all this other nonsense that's going on out here. That'd be the reason why y'all be wondering, why am I starting to make videos on Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? Why am I starting to make videos about Dave Chappelle getting tackled? The reason why I make those videos is because that's the only way some people will pay attention. I have to hide all of this content within those videos just to get people to stop and see, damn, a recession is coming. If I openly tell people, hey, a recession is coming, not everybody's going to look at it. So that's the reason why I move the way that I move on this channel. And I hope that y'all can respect that. It says policy measures taken by the Fed will be slow to restrain inflation. Guys, you got to understand how much goes into this. Again, if people aren't able to afford gas to get to and fro, if people aren't able to buy homes, rent is going up. If people aren't able to buy cars, this is the craziest thing. So we're being pushed into an economy where gas prices are high as hell, going up $5+ a gallon. It's going to force us to consider electric cars. But who the hell got money for electric cars if inflation is so high, it's taking all of the money out of our bank accounts? We've got to have a strategy. If we have not had a strategy before, now is the time. Otherwise, we are going to be in for a rough road, man. Some of y'all going to be riding a bike before this year is over. Some of y'all going to be walking. And that's real talk. And you just got to gear up for it. Okay. So it says core inflation is measured by the personal. I ain't even going to read that. Y'all get it? We're going to move to the next. So with all of this being said, what can we do about it? How can we thrive in this economy? Okay. Here's what we must understand. Listen good. More millionaires are made during the recession than at any other time. We are about to experience a great wealth transfer that society has never seen. I'm going to talk more about this great wealth transfer in up and coming shows. But for right now, I just need y'all to know money's going to change hands. In this crash that's coming, millionaires and billionaires are going to be made. But it's not going to happen by magic. These are the people that are going to take advantage of opportunities. So instead of you just being afraid, you need to look out for opportunities at this time. More millionaires are made during the recession than in any other time in history. And guys, my advice to you, just weather the storm. The storm is coming and it's going to smack us hard. A lot of us are going to get caught up in it. But as we weather the storm, don't make dumb decisions. Guys, this is not the time to make dumb decisions at all. I don't know what y'all got going on in y'all's personal lives. I don't know how y'all spend your money, but please do not make foolish decisions. A lot of people are going to be financially wiped out during this time. However, you not only want to survive, you want to capitalize during this time. And it is possible for you to do so. Let's talk about how you can do that. First, the only way that you will capitalize in this up and coming recession is if you fully put your thoughts around raising your income. If you do not raise your income during this time, you are going to suffer. That means learning new skills. That means negotiating at your jobs. That means doing side hustles. That means you potentially starting up a business, doing whatever you have to do to bring more money to the table. This is not just about making more money for money's sake. Because see, one of the things that I want you guys to understand is that you cannot capitalize on the market if you're loaded in debt. So if you stay where you are right now and your income doesn't change, when prices continue to go up, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to take out debt just to afford your quality of living. The people that have to take out more debt during this time are not going to be the people winning. The people that will win during this time are the people who already have their money on reserve to capitalize on a big opportunity. This is the reason why positioning is so important. So, what I want all of you guys to do right now, if you're trying to be one of the winners for the up and coming crash that is going to come, I want you to have your money set aside in an opportunity fund. Set up a fund called the Opportunity Fund where you just park money for really golden opportunities. There's going to be some big moments, guys. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So let's talk about this for a moment. People that are going to win in the upcoming crash are the people that are spending their time right now preparing for it. The people that are preparing for it right now are the ones who are educating themselves about where to invest. If you wait until the crash happens to start learning about investing, it is too late. More millionaires are made during the recession than any other time. These millionaires and billionaires are going to be the ones who, right now, they're studying. They're not getting caught up in all these distractions and all this drama that they see in society. They're taking the time right now studying. Okay, how much is Amazon? How much is Apple? How much are all these different stocks? You got to do the research for yourself. I can't tell you which stocks to invest in. Okay. But what I can tell you is that this is how wealth is created. You need to be on your grind right now, researching the best companies to invest in. This is going to be more important than you trying to time the market. Time to market means, okay, well, I'm going to wait until the economy completely goes under because we have not reached a full bottom. And then you start putting in money. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now, you don't know when the economy is going to fully bottom out and then recover. You cannot time the market. So the best thing for you to do right now is to invest what you can as it's going down, because you don't know when it's going to start working its way up, and you have to be in on the opportunity. Guys, listen to me. The Dow Jones dropped 1,100 points today. So even if you were to invest as early as today, by tomorrow, you could be a part of a surge in the market. The stock market constantly goes up and down. And what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is right now is really the time for you to research before you make your mark. It's not really the time to just throw your money in random places. Don't do that. That's very dangerous. Now is a time for you to really study up on what are going to be some of the companies that are really going to take off over the next 5 to 10 years, and how can I start putting some money in them today. I don't know if y'all got the memo, but nobody gets rich saving. Nobody gets rich at a 9-to-5 job. People get rich through investing. Okay. And so I want you guys to just think about what that's going to look like. What are you going to invest in? Are you going to invest in your business that can make you a lot of money? Are you going to invest in some of these big companies? Right now, everything is going on sale. Some of the top companies in the world are at deep discounted rates and prices. Now is the time for you to really focus, okay? Another thing that I want to speak about, just to kind of clear up when I was talking a little bit earlier about debt. You know, some of you guys look at debt like good debt, bad debt. Oh, okay. Does this mean that I can't take out debt for a mortgage or real estate and make that a real estate investment? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying a lot of y'all might have bad credit card debt just from buying Jordans and iPhones. That's going to make you take a L. You're not going to be in a position to put money towards the markets because you're going to be too busy paying off debt. Whatever debt you have, now is the time to get rid of it, because you want to be positioned to where when the market is fully bottomed, all of your money is flowing towards different investments at possible, but you have to have the stomach to do it. You got to be willing to have the courage to risk it out, knowing, hey, I could be putting my money into a money pit. It could go into a black hole right now. I'm telling you guys this right now. The people that become millionaires and billionaires during the recessions are people that are willing to throw money at things that they may never see again. Because when they were throwing the money in, everything was crashing down. But they wanted to ride the wave to be a part of the action when it came back up. I want to share with you guys something, okay? You got to start being a scout for recession opportunities. In 2008, there was a big opportunity to make money through real estate. Why? Because there was a real estate bubble. In 2020, there was a big opportunity to make money by investing in stocks and crypto. When everything was going down, you could have put money in early to be a part of everything going back up. You got to really start knowing how to play this game. Okay. And if y'all don't do nothing else, make sure that you just watch the show, because I'm trying to show you guys on the shows, hey, this is where I can see the economy going. Okay. I'm not guaranteeing that this is the case. All right. So nobody try to cancel me. I'm just giving you guys everything that I can see to the best of my ability. And I'm telling you guys about the kind of moves that I make. I'm showing you guys how I was able to pay off $100,000 in debt at 23, showing you guys how I got $1 million in real estate by age 34. I'm showing you guys the different strategies that I've deployed to work from home every single day with my wife as a business owner. Okay. We got to start to now look and see, okay, well, what's the opportunity in 2022? If 2008 was the year of real estate, what's 2022 got in store for us? If 2020 was the year of being a big investor on stocks and crypto, what's the win now? Where I'm looking is the stock market. I think that's among the safest bets of a market that I could see recovering strong after all this is done. They don't play on Wall Street, y'all. If you know, you know. Folks, they don't play with money that gets put in there. When you talk about, these big companies and corporations, they got their stocks going. I could see that recovering. Okay. America looks for the stock market to have some strong recovery. When the economy recovers, generally the stock market recovers. And so I do think that this is a great opportunity for stocks. Crypto, very risky bet. Maybe an opportunity, very risky bet, because crypto is extremely volatile. I warn you guys about this all the time. I tell you guys, all forms of investing come with risk. Crypto has a lot of risk. You see, Bitcoin and a lot of other crypto coins are down really hard right now. If it goes back up, you could be a part of some major gains. And another thing that I want to point out, if you guys have been watching my previous shows, I showed you some of the top 10 to 20 coins in the crypto space had 1,000% return on investment over the past few years. This is the year where it's now bloodbathing and not having the same ROI. But if it were to recover back to where it was before, man, you could really see some great gains. Real estate. I think we got to pay attention to the real estate market. If the housing market does crash, which is possible, there can be a lot of opportunity there as well. So my advice to you guys, again, do your research. You got a limited window of time right now to start researching these different industries and see, hey, should I put my money here? Should I put my money there? This may be a limited window of time for you to get your finances in order, okay? Make the most of this time and not only have a strategy to thrive, You need to have a strategy to survive also, guys, because, I know it sounds sexy to talk about investing and how people become millionaires during recessions, but a lot of people go broke during recessions also. A lot of people go homeless. And I don't want that to be the case for you. That's the reason why I want you guys, on top of your opportunity fund, to also have money in your emergency fund. You need to make sure that you have enough money to sustain yourself, okay? In the event that you lost your job. Guys, if you don't got no money right now in your emergency fund, now is the time. You need to seriously analyze, if I were to lose my job tomorrow, how much money do I have to support my family over the next few months? You got to start getting this together now. If right now you haven't done anything, you're already behind schedule. Let's get proactive, guys, not reactive. You want to know a secret to generational wealth? People that have generational wealth, they're proactive. They see things around corners. They make sure that they've positioned themselves properly so that way, once the economy shifts, it works in their favor. The people that did not spend the time preparing and planning, those are the ones that get taken under by the economy. In every economy, people win and people lose. You need to make sure that you have emergency money. You need to make sure that you have emergency food. There are going to be potential food shortages. You also need to make sure that you have emergency living arrangements. Guys, what would happen if you lose your job, rent prices keep going up, and you can't afford a place to stay? You need to start making these plans now. And guys, nobody's trying to be doom and gloom. I'm not telling you guys that all of this is going to happen to you, but you need to always be prepared for the worst. If you start taking losses, what is your backup plan? And you need to be able to weather the storm from now until the market recovers. Because, guys, the truth of the matter is the market will most likely recover, but it's going to take some time. So in between, that's all on you. I hope that you're somebody that capitalizes during this time. I hope that you don't get hurt too hard. I'm keeping all of you guys in my prayers, and let's make the right moves. Brother Yashala, good to see you on. So how you doing?
Hey, Shalom, big brother. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, yes. And like I said, you're correct on all those things. And I see it because I'm in trucking.
Right.
It's 40, 50 something, they say 50 some vessels stuck at bay. That means
Wow.
nothing's going to move for a while. Just slow your stuff. You know what I mean?
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Because always when I'm working, I take notice of what I'm doing, especially my yard. And my yard is have 100 containers all the time, every day, and it's down to 30. Then there's a you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I know people in the office. I go there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's stuck. So I know what that means. So that's why I'm late, because I was out shopping, buying some extra stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I store things. I just buy to store. I'm making sure I can survive. And like you said, a lot of people are not. They're not doing it. I can see them every day. It won't happen. The government saved me. Okay, people. How much water you have? I was asked that question. Oh, I have 2 cases. I said, one case of water is only for one person per week.
Right.
I hope you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Yes. That's all it is. 1 case is one person per week.
Right.
So if you got 5 people, you ain't got 5 cases for the whole week. And that's not including your cooking and your bathing if everything stops. You know what I mean? And you need water. You need supplies. You need 6 weeks of it.
Mm-hmm.
You got a garage, get your storage unit, something. You know what I'm saying? Food, non-perishable food you can buy. They're not doing it either. Hey, it's on you. I can tell you that.
Right.
Even when the happened, I didn't worry about anything. Because I got stuck in El Paso. I never forget it. For 3 days. We couldn't move.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? We couldn't move at all.
Wow.
Everything was closed. The restaurant was closed. The restaurant was closed. That was it. I didn't worry about it because I keep supplies in my truck. I can cook. I can do all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it hurt because I'm out there. I'm not here. So I don't run like that no more. You know what I mean? But I'm here. But you got to have those supplies and pay attention to what's going on. Like I said, fuel. When I saw that video, I looked it up. Petrodollar.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Yeah, it was.
That was deep. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention to things like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, that's deep. And like you said, put yourself in a position where you're around certain people. And that's what I do now. I don't listen, if I can't learn from you, man, I just can't be around you. I waste my time.
Absolutely. And let me say something on that real quick, if I may, sir, because you make a great point. You know, a lot of people, they spend so much time wanting to be entertained. But I think really the new wave is be entertained while you learn. You know, get on the podcast and things like that, where we talk and we joke and we hang out and make light of things from time to time, but you're still going to get these gems. You got to walk away with these gems in every setting that you're in, because things are going to get so hard, it ain't going to be nothing to laugh about. And I think one of the things that's so important, man, is people got to realize you could find yourself being at high levels of risk. What I mean when I say high levels of risk is you talked about not having any food supplies in your house. Not, no emergency food containers, nothing to hold you over in the event that you can't afford groceries, in the event that, grocery stores are shut down, in the event that it runs out of supply. Most people, they're not used to that. Y'all, you saw everything that happened back in 2020. Everybody trying to buy toilet paper. Can't nobody get toilet paper. Toilet paper is backed up for like 1 or 2 weeks being shipped. A lot of people don't imagine, well, what if that happened to food? What if that happened to milk? What if that happened to, all of this produce? You was going to be SOL. Some of y'all know what that means. Ish out of luck. Some of y'all don't understand what's going on right now. Risk on the food, risk on the water, not having these things. Risk only having one stream of income. Risk if the only way that you make money is through a job. If jobs are going to get cut during a recession, do you have a stream of your own? Do you know how to make money for yourself? This is so important, man. And the honest truth, Yashala, is that so many people are putting themselves up for maximum risk. One stream of income, maximum risk. One stream of income, no backup food, no backup water, no way to get around if these gas prices go through the roof. You put yourself at maximum risk. So what we got to learn how to do is, how do we cut down our risk? How do we cut down the opportunity for losses? And that's everything that we went over on the show today.
And that's correct. Like, my fuel cost is sky high. To me, it's a normal thing now. That's just the way it is. I pay about, what's that? 200 gallons times 525 is how much?
200 gallons. Times 525?
Right.
Times 5. Yeah, I'm with 200 gallons.
Right.
That's about $1,050.
Every 2 days.
No. No. You're spending $1,000 on gas every 2 days.
Every 2 days.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah. So now it's normal to me. That's right. You know what I'm saying? It's just normal to me. And like the shortage, they started that here last week. One of the truck stops, no fuel. Don't believe that they say we're not going to put a limit. They did it during it was a limit. We couldn't go far. It was 100 gallons per time you come to get. That's the way it is. Because people, what they was doing was they'd come to the pump, get fuel in their truck, and pull 3 or 4 pickup trucks behind them with gas tanks and start filling up the barrels of diesel. It's like, this is crazy. Yes, they wasn't stupid. They had 55-gallon drums. They had got already made, and it was and put fuel on top. So he's getting all the fuel. They had to stop that and said, no, on 100 gallons. It was wild. Like, what the heck is this? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yes.
I need you to say this again, please. I need you to say this slowly for everybody that is on right now. You, Yasha, you are in the trucking industry. You drive trucks. Am I correct?
Correct.
The cost of your diesel fuel right now is $5.25 a gallon, right?
That's the cheapest.
Correct. That's the cheapest. And you have you buy how many gallons of fuel?
Well, it's 100 gallons a day, but you figure 200 gallons per 2 days.
200 gallons every 2 days. $5.25 a gallon. That's $1,050 spent on gas every 2 days. How are you able to manage that?
Because I get paid pretty well. It's my truck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get paid pretty well. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
good.
But like you said, though, it still hurts my pocket. I had to change and adjust. And like you said, you're teaching everything. I had to adjust to a lot of things, and I don't do anymore. You know what I mean? Right. Or put yourself in a position where that I'm getting what I really want to get. You see what I'm saying?
So if gas prices go up to $10 a gallon on diesel, that means that you're paying.
I'm done. I'm done.
You're done.
Yeah, if they don't raise the price up, that's the way it is.
See? But I want y'all to notice this. Yasha Allah is saying that he can manage now and make good money. But if things go where it's supposed to go, game over.
Right.
And I hate to hear that, but now is the time where we really got a plan. Just so y'all have some basic math, $10 a gallon on diesel fuel times 200 gallons, which he needs every 2 days, that's $2,000 every 2 days at the pump. That is ridiculous. Okay, now how many? Let's just ballpark figure. How many times you think you go to a pump per month? There's what, 31 days in a month. So maybe let's say 15 times you're at the pump in a month.
Correct.
That's $30,000 on gas. That's $30,000 a month.
Correct.
$30,000. Go ahead.
And I told you last year I was pissed off because to me I made too much money regardless.
Wow. $30,000.
You know what I mean?
$30,000 a month on gas. $30,000 a month on gas. Do y'all understand? That's $360,000 a year. And do y'all understand? Do y'all understand this man will have to pay? And like you were saying, won't be able to pay it. But do you understand the cost that truckers would have to pay under these circumstances? $360,000 a year is far more than most people make. Way more. The average American makes the average man in America makes $50,000 a year. He already blew past that in 2 months of filling up gas. This is ridiculous. So Yashala, what is your plan, if you don't mind my asking, if diesel fuel prices go up to $10 a gallon?
Well, there's only two things going to happen. Either the whole trucking industry was shut down, like you said, period. Wow. Nobody moving nothing. Or they're going to have to raise the price up. And like you said, it's going to be the haves and the have-nots. It's going to be those two things are going to happen.
And we got to talk about the way it is. We got to talk about both scenarios. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to my brother Eleazar. Eleazar said, "Love these classes. I've been making moves, but now I'm making bigger moves to be ready because of you. Thank you, brother, as always. Hey, much love to you, King. Thank you for tapping in. I'm glad it's been of value to you, man. And listen, Eleazar, for you, as well as everyone else that gets a lot of value from these podcasts, please donate. Okay. I know that we talk about the economy and the type of moves that we need to make to keep some money, but this helps to keep the show on air. Okay. Not asking y'all for $1 billion. I'm just saying that if y'all want to see these shows continue on, I need sponsorship just like everybody else. Okay. Make sure that you tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. And I appreciate you for that, Yashala, and always sponsoring the channel to help keep these shows on air. But now let's talk a little bit about these scenarios that you presented. For those of y'all just getting on, tonight we're talking about how Dow Jones had its worst day since 2020. It fell over 1,100 points today, showing that we are on the verge of a recession. Now, Yashala is a truck driver. Yashala is already being hit by what's going on in the economy. My question is, you just said a few minutes ago, there's only two things that can happen if diesel fuel goes up to $10 a gallon, which is expected to happen by the end of the summer. One, the trucking industry is shut down because there's no way that companies can afford this, which, or option two, what did you say the second option was? Prices go up, businesses raise prices.
It's going to be the haves and the have-nots. That's okay. The way it is.
Now let's talk about both scenarios. Give us more detail on both scenarios. In scenario one, if the trucking industry shuts down, what does that mean for the everyday consumer?
The everyday consumers, some people going to start robbing people. That's just the way it is. When you're starving, people do drastic things. I learned that in the military. We have a thing called survival course. And people know what that's about. Military put you through strenuous things, which field I was in. Survival. You go into survival mode. That's your mindset. Point blank, point here. I don't care about your family. I don't care about anything. I'm coming to your house and take your water. That's just the way it is.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? And anything you have, people are going to take it. It's called desperation.
Right. And that was the reason why it's estimated that there will be a summer of rage this year for these very reasons. But you know, a lot of people, they're not going to really believe it until it's at their front door, unfortunately.
And like I said, and the have and have nots, it means that if they paying, I'm gonna get filthy paid.
Right.
That's the way it is. See what I'm saying?
So you're saying, okay, we're talking about option two now. So you just to clarify, you said option one. Okay, for those of y'all tuning in, if gas prices, diesel fuel prices for trucks, the same trucks that transport our goods and services to our grocery stores, if diesel fuel prices goes up to $10 a gallon by the end of the summer, that will either A, put the trucking industry at a screeching halt, which then means we don't get goods in stores. If we don't get goods in stores, that means there's no goods for us to bring back to our house. If there's no goods for us to bring back to our house, that means that we are really going to be in a time of desperation. In times of desperation, there's more crime. Now, the second thing, option B now, is how you put it, the haves and the have-nots. So you're saying in option B, okay, well, the trucking industry in that case doesn't get shut down. What happens is the wealthy will still pay for truckers to be able to transport goods at premium costs. But the problem is only wealthy people can pay those prices. The average person would not be able to afford those prices, which would then create the have and have not dynamic, where the majority of U.S. citizens will go without, while the rich still make it.
Correct. And like you said, when you sometimes people go to these certain stores, like Big Brother said, look at your products, see what's not on the shelf.
Yeah.
In our neighborhoods, Black, Hispanics, like that predominantly. Now go to their neighborhood at the same store, they're gonna have their products. I never seen them run out yet. And I
Absolutely.
go all over and I stop in the stores. They got buku there. Like, what the heck?
Yep.
So they gonna get what they need. That's just the way it is, bro.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So whoever has that position, truck guy gonna get paid. That's the way it is. You'll get last, if not at all.
And
so like here, now,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like now, trucks. Listen, people don't know what these semi trucks cost today. They're $200,000 for a brand new truck. I can't get the right price for my truck. If I sell my truck right now, they try to offer me $80,000.
Oh wow!
Plus, I don't want it. I'm keeping mine.
Right.
I came when I got for 56. They offered me 80 plus. So you know what I mean. So I'm in the right position now, thank God. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's gonna be the haves and have-nots. Now I'm trying to be in position, but I want to be the haves, not the have-nots. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like you said, put yourself in position, people. That's why I'm here most of the time. I'm here because I'm learning too, making sure I'm right. You know what I mean? Like now, starting tomorrow, this week, I'm not working no more Fridays. That's it. I told him today, no more Fridays for me. I'm done.
Wow. All praises.
You see what I'm saying? Because I put myself, like you said, in that position where I can take my time off to do other things I need to do for me. Not anybody else, for me. You know what I mean? Because they don't care about you. They don't.
And I love the fact that you said that, Yashala, because it's a perfect example of thriving in the midst of a recession. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I really hope that y'all took something great away from this. Now is the time to be prepared. You are hearing this from the horse's mouth. You're hearing it directly from a truck driver. There's a lot of shortage that's taking place right now at this very moment. And as prices of fuel go up, that's going to impact all of us. We got to start making the right adjustments. If you don't have food stocked up, now is the time. If you don't have water stocked up, now is the time. Okay, let's make sure that we do what we need to do. And importantly, make sure that you have some money set aside, whether that be in your emergency fund and your opportunity fund. Make sure that you set the money in place right now. I'm telling them, Yashala, this is going to be the time of the opportunity. And I'm sure that you've seen it throughout your years. I'm sure that you've seen how a lot of people got wealthy through the recession because they knew the right moves to make at this time. They sat back, they waited, the economy went down, they put their money in places where it needed to go, and then things got better. So any last words before we bring this thing to a close? For those of y'all that are just getting on, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure that you donate, okay? All you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Even if you want to donate through Cash App or PayPal, you can do so after the live stream. For those of you that are not watching this podcast live, just click the links in the description below. For those of y'all that are on live, you can see the Cash App and the PayPal information at the bottom of the screen, all right? Yashala, any last words?
Like you said too before, invest in yourself, people. You got to invest in yourself. That's why I'm here majority of the time, period.
Yeah.
I'm here. Invest myself. I'm donating. That's the way it is. Because I was in a class the other night with one of the biggest guys there is, Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
He doesn't play games, man. He don't play no. I was in two of his classes. He almost stopped the other brother's class. He said, listen, keep your joking to yourself. Maybe I get to say, he don't play no game. Right. I was like, whoa, you even told them, stop it. You want me to be with your guests? You shut it down. And that's how he is. And listen, like you said, only a few people you be around with, invest your time in.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? You and I did with him. And guess what? I ordered the course. Was I fit? Guess I learned one thing. I'm sharing with my brother. I'll say, here you go, I'm gonna send it to you and say, here you go, brother. You can send it back to me. That's it. I'm sharing the wealth, like you said. You don't have to buy this course, that course. I can share with my brother. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But you you got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in your time, your opportunity. That's the key. Put yourself in that spot, man. You got to, bro. You got
Yes,
to.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing your gems of wisdom with us always, sir. We definitely appreciate it. And thank you so much for definitely being a top sponsor to help keep this show on air. It definitely means a lot during these times. All right, y'all. So listen, y'all heard what you needed to hear. Now is the time. Leave me a comment and let me know what steps you're about to take to prepare for this upcoming recession. If you've been watching this channel, you've been knowing this recession has been brewing for a minute. What steps are you taking? Do not wait for it to come for you to now start to get ready. You want to make sure that when it's raining outside, you already got your raincoat. So that way you don't end up getting rained on. Okay. Listen, y'all, we out of here. Before you go, please make sure that you reach out to me if you need insurance during these times. Very, very, very important. I don't know what the future has in store, but now is critical for you to make sure that you and your families are protected. If something happened to you tomorrow, do you have any wealth set aside for generations to come? If the answer is no, you need to reach out to me. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I can get you the insurance that you need to help create generational wealth for you and your family for years to come. Also, guys, y'all can see behind me is my free book, The How to Succeed Survival Guide. That guide actually walks you through how to succeed during these times. I'm giving away free copies. In order to get you a copy, all you got to do is click the link below. There's so many different opportunities right now, but you got to make the most of it. As I said, right now is the window of research. That window is closing. Make sure that you don't sleep on this content, okay? Please make sure that you share this. Be your brother's keeper. Don't keep this podcast a secret. People all over the world need to be hearing this lesson. All right, guys. So thank you so much for the support. If you have yet to do so, make sure that you smash that like button. If you want to work with me privately, I'm putting a link in the comments below for you to book a one-on-one consultation. Okay. All of the information is here, guys. If you need insurance to help create generational wealth for you and your family, send me an email. If you want a copy of my free book that's right behind me, the How to Succeed Survival Guide, grab a copy. The information is on the screen. If you want to work with me privately to set up a one-on-one consultation, click the link below. You will work with me for an entire hour. We can sit down. We can look at your finances. We can put together a recession-proof strategy. I love you guys. Thank you so much, as always, for your support. Shout out to the official sponsor of tonight's broadcast, Brother Yasha Allah. I will see you guys on the next show. Until next time, y'all, keep pushing. Take care and stay safe.